This is the voice of the report of the week, signing on. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone listening. This is VORW Radio International, the voice of the report of the week. It is Thursday, the 26th of October, 2017. So you also may be tuned in on Sunday, the 29th of October, 2017. No matter how you're listening, when you're listening, or where you're listening from, I wish you good reception conditions, and I hope you enjoy this broadcast. I know that the propagation conditions may not be the best, so if you're tuned in online this time around on TuneIn, on the TuneIn app, on SoundCloud, or if you can pick up the radio signal, no matter how you're tuned in, as I said before, I hope you enjoy the broadcast. Well, of course, it's late October now, and everyone's thinking about the fall season, Halloween, October, all that good stuff. And that's been on my mind a little bit, but obviously, you regular listeners, you know there were some personal matters and a very close loss which I suffered in recent weeks. And if you're wondering how I'm doing, it's, it's difficult, but trying to cope with it best I can. When I recorded this program a week ago, last week's broadcast, it was very difficult to do. I was in a state of shock, you can say. And now that shock has passed in a way, but now just comes the more long-term stuff. Slowly but surely, but to focus on other matters today. Fall is a nice season all around. It's a season that I have no complaints about, and at least here in the U.S., Canada, North America, and even Europe, where most of our listeners are located, fall is a very nice season. It really is, where you get a little chill in the air that's refreshing. But at that point in many areas, it is not yet overwhelming either. At coldest, it might get down into the 40s in Fahrenheit. Maybe a tiny little frost here and there, but no significant snowfall accumulations yet. Some very pretty weather. You might get some beautiful foggy days, foggy mornings. You'll see the trees. That'll change in color. You'll see the fall leaves, and of course, as the name implies, they shall fall. And you have all sorts of holidays if you're interested in spending them. Of course, coming up this week is Halloween. It's a holiday that I don't really celebrate in the traditional sense. And by that I mean I don't go to Halloween parties, and I don't dress up as anything. And I don't know what the big Halloween costume is this year. I just don't pay attention to any of that stuff, or the trends, or any of that. So I don't know what the big costume is this year. It's always a sexy something, right? Just the business. So I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, is there actually going to be a sexy Donald Trump costume now, since he's always in the headlines? I don't know, and I'm not going to look it up either, but who's to say? But I don't celebrate Halloween in that conventional sense. I'm not a very social person myself, but Halloween does have some, personal significance to me, and I used to look at that holiday with utter contempt in every regard, and I'd look at it from that social point of view, and I would say that's not for me. I didn't like it, and I didn't like anything about it. But I'm a bit more open to it. Again, I have some personal connection to it, so I have appreciation for Halloween, and it's a nice day. Always with fond memories to me. And people can do what they want, They want to go to a Halloween party, they want to dress up as whatever they want. Someone wants to dress up like me for Halloween, and go for it and rock it, and enjoy yourself. But I'm not going for the social aspect of it, but it doesn't matter. You can have fun and live your life as you wish to live it, and that's all right with me. Yes, I remember Halloween, and the night before it. A lot of the memories in the traditional sense of my youth. And I remember one thing that would always come with Halloween, and I believe this practice, and I don't know if it's still conducted anymore or not, but I remember it used to be particularly in vogue in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, as well as in parts of Michigan around the Detroit area. And it was something that I always dreaded, because it goes by various names, but people would call it Devil's Night, Ghost Night, Mischief Night, and it was something that would be done the night before Halloween. And it was a trend among teenagers in the area that for some reason or another you would go around and wreak havoc for fun, I suppose. You know, you really don't see this much anymore. I mean, I think it's a trend that has really died out. I have fond memories of people throwing toilet paper on other people's houses, you know, the good old smashing the mailbox with a baseball bat, vandalism, you name it. In some cases, arson. I think that's a trend that has thankfully died out, but I remember that, and for what reason that was condoned and accepted, I haven't a clue, but that used to be something that would always happen in the area before. And that was something that I remembered, and I really haven't seen anything like that, at least since 2009, but when I was young, I really do remember that, and I'd drive around the next day and see all the damage, and see how bad my neighbors got it, and it's something that I'm glad has disappeared with time, at least in this area, but anyway, I remember that. Then on the day of Halloween, you know, it was an enjoyable day. For any kid, how wasn't it enjoyable? You could put on a costume of whatever you wanted to. You didn't even need to go to a store and buy something. I mean, you could have the epitome of just taking half steps here. There's another word I would use for it, but I'm not going to say it on air. But you could really just throw anything on. Throw a hat on, a little jacket, and someone asks you what you are. You know, you just BS, and you'll still get your free candy. I remember that. That was always the big thing to do. You know, take a pillowcase, a little bucket, whatever. And there was always the pumpkin carving too. You could do that, but that was a pain. That's something that I was never particularly fond of, because while you can get a pumpkin and carve it out and remove all the entrails from within and decorate it into a fantastic shape, if you don't have the most dexterity, if you aren't a ridiculously creative person, it becomes more of a hassle than anything else. When you just have a basic shape carved out, and you have to go through the extremely arduous process of removing all of the innards from it, and I will tell you, that is a pain right there, because pumpkins, and a few people have actually thought this, but when you cut the top off, it is not hollow on the inside, or just have a few little seeds scattered about. It has just this thick, stringy substance, really hard to remove, and it is a nightmare, in my opinion. But if you have the time and patience and creative motivation to do so, then it's something to do. But Halloween is always a fun, enjoyable holiday for me. And then as I lost interest and I began to look upon it more with contempt. I had an aversion to it. I didn't like it. And then that changed a few years ago, and now I see it with a positive view, and to any of the social practices, I view it with ambivalence. It's not something I would do, but in the end, I don't care what you do. You know, enjoy it, have fun. If you want to go to a Halloween party and just pound the drinks down as they come in, go for it. Just drive safe and be safe and be a rational person, and you'll be fine. But enjoy Halloween. a holiday that I'll be probably staying in for, and in the